I think that a SWOT analysis might be one of the most underrated business tools out there. Now, most small business owners shy away from doing this type of thing because they think that this belongs in the business plans of big corporate entities. But this shouldn't take you more than about half an hour to an hour to prepare. And I think this is a fantastic way of getting a holistic view of what is really going on in your business. And it can be really useful because it gives you an idea of where your attention as a business owner needs to be focused. But also, if you're thinking about the future of your business, maybe sourcing external financing such as a bank loan, or maybe even considering selling your business or getting some investment, then this will also help you to see your business through their eyes, and you can anticipate some of the questions or objections that they may have to you and your growth plans. So a SWOT analysis in its simplest form just stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And to prepare your SWOT analysis, you just need to simply make a list in each of these 4 quadrants of all of the ideas that you've got for what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what the opportunities and what the threats are. Now, often when people are thinking about doing a SWOT analysis, they're not quite sure the difference between these 2 quadrants. So the easiest way to think about this is that these are the internal factors in your business and these are the external factors in your business. So as an example, you might have one of your strengths is that you have had your team members for a really long time. So length of service and staff retention may be a really good strength in your business because that means that you've got a lot of retained knowledge and you've got a lot of stability in your business. Now, it may also be relevant that also sits in the weakness category because that means that you're not getting that fresh blood and fresh ideas into your business and things can become a little bit stale. Not always, but they can. Now, thinking down here around your external factors, this is much more going to be around the competitive environment. So what are your competitors doing? What's happening with the legal aspects in the world, particularly with an election coming up in 2024. There's a lot of instability in the UK economy. Exchange rates, for example, and interest rates, they're really fluctuating quite a lot at the moment. So that's the type of thing that would sit down here in the external factors. So there is actually a list, it's called PESTEL. I won't go over that here, I'll do a separate video on that for you, so check that out if you're looking for some ideas of what can go in here. But what I want to talk to you about today is how you can actually use this in your business. And it's not just this exercise that you do maybe as one-off as part of a workshop or a training activity or when filling out a business plan. So firstly, I think that when you're thinking about ways to grow your business and drive your business forward, this is the most obvious place to start, the strengths in your business. You want to be thinking about how you can capitalize on those strengths. So if, for example, you say that you are really, really good at operations and logistics and you get 100% accuracy on deliveries to your customers, your packaging spot on, so you get no delivery errors or breakages or anything like that, then that is a massive, massive strength in your business and you want to figure out how you can capitalize on that. So it might be that that becomes a service that you offer to other customers, for example. This is kind of like the difference between eBay and Amazon. So eBay has got a much better selling platform and a much better user experience, but Amazon by far does the best delivery. So the growth strategy for eBay versus Amazon, although they're quite similar businesses doing quite similar things, will be based on their own strengths. So this is where you want to start when you think about growing your business. These are going to be the easiest, quickest wins for growth and the less riskiest too. Now, down here in your opportunities, This is also a great way to think about growing your business too. So something that might sit down in the opportunity section might be that maybe one of your competitors is closing down, or maybe one of your competitors has lost a big contract and there's a chance for you to go and win that. Or you have noticed that there's a growing market, like particularly with the green marketplace and everything becoming more sustainable, and this real drive for consumers demanding sustainable products and green products. That might be something that sits down here in the opportunities that you can think about, how you can move your business, either your products or your customer base, into this area to capitalize on that opportunity. But it is worth saying that this tends to be new stuff, new products, new customers, and therefore this doesn't come without risks. And if there are ways that you can grow your business by just utilising your strengths, I would always recommend that before this, because this is riskiest and this is often more cash intensive and time intensive too. So thinking about the weaknesses in your business and the threats, this is all about managing risk. And if you are thinking about the long-term sustainability of your business and maybe one day exiting your business either by selling it or just simply retiring, you've got to make sure that these areas don't damage your business long term. So thinking about your internal weaknesses, often these might be related to your team. It might be maybe that you've got an outdated website. It might be that you don't have an e-commerce platform. All of these types of things that are in your business that just make your business a little bit more, that give your business a little bit more friction than it should have on a day-to-day basis. And these are really great ways of putting these down in one place and tackling them one at a time. You don't need to do big revolution to fix some of the things in these areas. And also it's probably worth mentioning that some of your weaknesses you will just never get rid of. They are just a fact of the business model that you're in, and you won't be able to overcome them. Now, as long as they don't pose a big risk to your business, you don't need to worry about that too much. Every single business will have strengths and weaknesses, and it's not a bad thing at all. Okay, so moving down here and thinking about your external threats. Now, at the moment, with the general election coming up, for example, the biggest threat that a lot of businesses could be facing is that we could have a change in government that brings a lot of instability with it. We've got a lot of political threat at the moment, everything that's happening in the Red Sea and deliveries, and just the impact that this is generally having on the world economy is a big threat. But also, threats could come from closer to home. So they could be, for example, a legislation change. This is one of the biggest threats that particularly legislated businesses will face. So, for example, if you're selling into the landlord market, this is something that's quite up in the air at the moment, with a lot of legislation around landlords changing. Michael Gove's proposing a lot of changes go through Parliament at the moment, so there's a lot of threat in that industry at the moment. And thinking about what your competitors are doing too. So if, for example, one of your competitors might have just been purchased by a much bigger company, that means that they are going to be on a very, very aggressive growth plan. So that is a significant threat to you, because they may be, or they absolutely will be, coming after your market share, coming after your customers and trying to steal your business. So you need to be thinking as a business owner about how you can manage the risk here and reduce this risk as much as possible, and how you can capitalize on these to grow your business. So as I say, to do a SWOT analysis, just simply write out a grid like this, and this activity shouldn't take you more than about half an hour to an hour, absolutely maximum. And this can be a fantastic way of establishing, as a business owner, where your attention should be being focused.